The return. Fantasy from the Fairway is back the week after the Masters. What a week it was.
Yeah, it was a good week. It was fun to watch.
Exciting stuff. Shout out to the Masters app and masters.com.
Facts.
You should know about it if you're watching the show, but fantastic. Welcome back, Fantasy from the Fairway. Jenks, Casey here with you. No camera this week. Jenks, you're currently, since your employer probably won't find this, you're currently on the clock JMCing. Is that correct?
No, it's a lunch break.
But at 1:30, you're technically on.
No.
I
just feel like I'm going to plead the fifth.
Okay, sounds good. With that, I forgot your mom watches this program. Let's get into the Masters picks from last week. You see them on your screen now. Finally, a week we didn't suck, huh?
Yeah.
No, you don't see them on your screen, but
well.
the people will.
Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think we were both top 25.
I'm about to tell you if you just let me. Brooks Koepka.
Yeah, so
What? I had Brooks Koepka tied 7th. Got me 94 FedEx Cup points, puts me at 115. And in the lead, you had Xander Schauffele, tied 17th. Added 56 FedEx Cup points to your team. I have a 115-106 lead, but that is tight. We both had guys finish in the top of 25. Ironically, both tied at 23rd. I had Louis Oosthuizen and you had Justin Rose. Puts me up to 50% for the top 25s. Puts you to 33% if my math is correct. 2 out of 6.
That is correct.
How about that? Not bad for us.
No, pretty happy with that.
How'd your team do overall?
I missed by like 4 points.
That's tough.
What's up?
All my teams hit. Thank goodness for Cam Smith. I told you about Cam Smith. It's the way to go. With that being said, we're on to the RSM Classic. Strongest field the RSM Classic has ever had. I went to the RSM Classic last year. Quick story about that. I went on a Wednesday, tried to get some autographs, and when I pulled up to park, I was the only car there.
Okay.
And I pulled up, and there was a guy in like a soccer folding chair, like a what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he had a little sign that said RSM and then park, but couldn't fit the ing on the sign. So I was like, "Is this real?" He's like, "Yeah, just pull onto the airport." I said, "What?" So they had you parking on like a tarmac of like this little private airport.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Then, as the only person there, I rolled up to this massive size like tour bus, and they said, "You going to the tournament?" I said, "Yep." I said, "All right." So you park like 8 miles from the course. So you get a whole tour bus ride through scenic downtown St. Simon's Isle, whatever, Georgia. Yeah. And I was the only one on the bus. Showed up, only person there for like 6 hours.
Huh.
It was free. They were playing the Pro-Am. Adam Wainwright was there. John Lester was there. Darius Rucker was there, along with Webb Simpson and people that I went to actually get their autograph. It was a cool experience. But if you think the Players' Championship walk is a long walk to like where you need to be to get autographs, you're on like a 20-minute bus tour of Georgia get to the tournament.
That's pretty whack.
Anyway, disappointed we're not there because it would be a good time out there. Being the only people trying to get autographs is always a good thing. With that being said, I kind of led you into the Sea Island Resort overview.
Yeah, we're going to Sea Island Resort. It is going to be the seaside course. Like he said, it's on St.
They play both. Are they not playing both?
Are they?
Mm-hmm. They should be. They always play both. Are you confused? Okay, so let me run it down for you quickly. There's 2 different courses at Sea Island Resort. There's Seaside and there's Plantation, I believe it's called. So on Thursday, half the field will play one, and then the other half will play the other, and then they'll switch. And then, like, coming down the stretch on the weekend, the leaders will play Seaside because that's the main one. And then, like, the barely make the cutters will play Plantation.
How does that work?
What?
They play different courses?
Yeah.
Then how do they count the scores?
They're what?
Because the Seaside course has 18 holes.
So does Plantation.
Yeah. So why would they play different courses if they're in the same tournament?
I don't. I promise you. That's how it's going to happen.
Really weird.
Yeah. But Seaside is the main one for the leaders that you're going to want to pay attention to because they'll play it most likely 3 times.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid, but all right.
I really didn't anticipate throwing you off there like I just did, but that is how it works.
All right. Well, it is a par 70. 7,005 yards, designed by Charles Allison and Harry Colt, who worked closely together. And then Tom Fazio was also a consultant on the course. It is Bermuda grass, like many courses in the South. We'll get right on into the previous 3 winners. Last year we had Tyler Duncan, who shot a 19 under.
Shout out Columbus, Indiana.
He won in the playoff. I believe it was Webb that year.
It was.
The playoff, yep. And then 29, Charles Howell, the third one at the same score of 19 under. It was a playoff, but I honestly...
Patrick Rogers.
Yeah, that's right, yep. And then 2018 was Austin Cook, and he was 21 under without a playoff.
Yeah, he just won by 4 strokes.
Yeah.
Casually beating that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to go into key stats we're looking for. We're just going to be going off strokes gained approach, driving accuracy, birdie or better, and then par 4 scoring 400 to 450 yards because that is what most of these par 4s fall into.
Agreed. So fun stat here for your previous 3 winners. You got Duncan, you got Howell, you got Cook. Greens in regulation for all 3 of them. Duncan 83%, Howell 88%, Cook 83%. Driving accuracy, Duncan hit 89%, Howell hit 83%, Cook hit 85% of fairways. Strokes gained putting, Tyler Duncan gained 1.137. Charles Howell gained 0.717, which is a very respectable number just because it doesn't have the 1 in front of the point. That's still a solid number. Austin Cook gained 1.126. They played the Polar 4s. Duncan played him at 7 under. Howell played him at 9 under. Cook played him at 11 under. So, what does that tell you? It tells me you got to hit the fairway, you got to hit the green, you dink in a putt, and that's how you end up at 19 under par. But, yeah. So we moving on from there? Is that it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
My bad. I didn't have the damn
Plantation course is a par 72 and it measures 7,060 yards. So they will each be playing like Thursday, Friday, like you said. They'll play one or the other, and then Saturday, Sunday, whoever makes the cut will only be playing Seaside.
Yeah. Did you look that up?
Yeah.
See, I was right. You thought I was an idiot, didn't you?
No, I just thought that was really, really stupid for a PGA golf tournament.
I didn't know that last year. I'll throw in a little more stuff that nobody cares
about. Because I didn't watch the RSM Classic.
Well, see, that confused me because I went, and when I was on the bus ride, the the Pro-Am like schedule came out to figure out who was where.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it said like Plantation 2. It was a shotgun, so they were all different holes. It said like Plantation 2, Webb Simpson. I'm like, what? It took me like, good thing I was there before anybody else because it took me like 4.5 hours to find anybody. The only person I kept finding was Billy Horschel. He was on every hole I was on. God bless him.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty stupid.
I don't
know. But RSM Classic.
I don't know what to tell you. It's a good watch. A lot of birdies. Anyway, let's get into it finally. 10K and above. We're doing the same thing we did last week just because the 10K is a smaller range and whatnot. So these are our overall rankings. Some similarities, mostly at spot 5. Some differences, mostly everywhere else. You want to start?
Sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So you have Webb, I have Russell Henley at the 1 spot, and that's only because he's $1,100 cheaper.
Yeah.
I think Webb and Russell probably have the 2 best chances to win this tournament.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Just because of how they play. But just because he's 10-1 and he's been incredibly hot recently, I think he's number 1 for me right now. I think he's a must-own.
Russell Henley?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. But the reason I went with Webb is if you remember when they came back and played Harbortown and Webb had that ridiculous course history and like everyone knew he was going to win there and he just never had. That's pretty much what it is here. He the last 2 years he's finished second. Obviously he lost in a playoff, and then third the year before. He withdrew in 2018, but he shot a 67 and 68 and then withdrew. So he was making the cut and he was in a good spot. And it's obviously this is a long time ago, but in 2014 he finished 7th. In 2011 he finished 2nd. Like this is a course that this guy always plays. He always plays this event, and he just hasn't won it yet. So that's the only reason I put Webb above Henley, because I just think maybe this is the time for Webb at this course, because it's going to come eventually. So why not now? But like you said, Russell Henley, his game fits incredibly here. He's, besides Dustin Johnson, the hottest player on the tour. Would you agree?
That's pretty
So
pretty fair.
Yeah, my lineup that I've already constructed has both of them, which by the way is a big hit. Don't get me wrong. Like you're going to be filling in guys after that. The rest I have are like three 7K guys and a 6K guy or something like that. But it can be done, is my point. But I think both of those guys are can't miss this week.
Yeah, agreed. And then once again at the 3-4 spots, man, you just haven't flipped. I picked Terrell Hatton. Like he's $600 cheaper, and I think Terrell Hatton's just like a more established golfer, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't think if Terrell Hatton plays all these, given last week he wasn't playing too well,
right.
but he plays all these tough courses really, really well. I'd find it hard to believe he's going to struggle this week.
I don't necessarily think you're wrong here, but here's my thing with Terrell Hatton. You can throw out last week. He doesn't play well in majors. Like, it's just he doesn't do it. I don't know why. Maybe he will someday, but he doesn't. I'm going to stop playing myself on that. Terrell Hatton should do really well here. Here's why I went with Sung JM, and it's literally this straightforward. Greens and regulation this year. For some reason, Terrell Hatton is 114th when last year he was like 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Sung Jae's 47th. Driving accuracy, which is my second most important thing, Sung Jae is tied 39th. Hatton is 62nd. And Sung Jae played this event in 2019, finished tied 37th. Terrell's never played this event. So that's why I did it, and I think Sung Jae's hot. I know Terrell Hatton can just turn it on, but and in a effort of transparency, Terrell is significantly a better putter this year and significantly plays the par fours better.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to just leave that out. I was thinking about it, but I just think the greens, if you hit fairways, you hit greens, I think Sung Jae can make some putts.
Yeah.
So that's why I did what I did, even with the price.
Yeah, no, I agree with there. But at the same time, we looked at I looked at stats last night. I'm sure you did.
Mm-hmm.
The driving accuracy, like last year's tournament, sorry, this is going to be the tournament stats coming from Charles Howell's win.
Okay.
But yeah, so like Brendan Todd, Ryan Armour, Scott Brown, Jim Furyk, Satoshi Kodaira, all had driving accuracies above 90%. And then you go down a long list until 80.4 driving accuracy. I think these guys this course is easier to drive the ball on, I guess. Like fairways must be like wide and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So driving accuracy, although some of these players might not be fantastic statistically so far this year, I feel like most of them will be hitting a significantly more amount of fairways than normal.
Okay, I see that. Look, I don't think you're wrong. I think Terrell Hatton, we're bringing it back to Terrell Hatton. I think he's a fine play. I like Terrell Hatton. I just like Sung Jae a little more because of the recent play. And let's not kid all 11 people that are going to watch.
Yeah.
Russell Henley, Webb Simpson, Terrell Hatton, Sung Jae could all win.
Yeah.
And could finish first, second, third, and fourth in any order, and I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
So that's what you're getting. I would be incredibly shocked if one of these guys missed the cut. Or even finish outside the top 10. It would take some crazy, crazy stuff to happen. Now, unfortunately, the fifth guy in this range, I don't think I'd be that surprised if he missed the cut. I don't necessarily think he will, but it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to miss the cut. I don't think anybody in this 10K range will miss the cut, but if there was one guy, yeah, I'd go with Tommy. But also, he played a lot better last week than we've seen him previously. So, I think he was one of those guys who just struggled majorly coming back off the, I guess, whatever you want to call it, the break.
Mm-hmm.
But he looks like he's actually turning it around. He looks like he's getting more comfortable and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if, probably not this week, but in the next couple of tournaments, he's getting like significantly better.
Agreed. The biggest complaint I have about this range is Russell Henley being the cheapest.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I have him first because of price point, but honestly, if both of them were 11-2, yeah, I'd probably put Webb at 1
It's
and
still
Russell
close.
at 2. But yeah, like
Yeah.
I would like to play both of them. And since Russell Henley's 10-1, I'm for sure going to play him.
I can promise you playing both of them is doable. I'll get into who I have as we get down the range, but let's go to that 9K. Like I mentioned, this is a significantly stronger field than previous years at this event, but and that helps with the Masters and all that. Some of these guys are still over here and whatnot. Like the first guy in this range, Fitzpatrick, probably, but I feel like the 9 and 8K ranges aren't as strong as they should be. I don't know why. I just get that vibe.
Yeah.
It starts off with Matt Fitzpatrick, who barely made the cut at the Masters. I thumbs him down, and he hasn't been putting. That's my thing with Matt Fitzpatrick. I don't know. I think 9-9 is way too much for him.
Yeah. I'm probably not going to see too much of him either.
Because at 10-1, you get somebody that could win. I don't think Matt Fitzpatrick can win here.
Yeah.
That's just me. Harris English, you thumbs him up. I had him in my category.
Mm-hmm.
I love Harris English,
Mm-hmm.
but this year it just hasn't been what it has been last year. But you obviously have some reasons to thumbs him up, do you not?
No, I do. I just think that this tournament, I can agree with you. It's like a pretty good field for the RSM Classic, but at the same time, Harris English being 9-7 behind how many is that? Six guys. He's just, in my opinion, too good for that. I think yes, the price is coming because he hasn't been as good as he was last year, but at the same time, it's not like he's terrible.
No,
He's still like 28th strokes gained around the green, 41st off the tee, 27th strokes gained total. He's not hitting as many greens. It's only 64.29, which is 184. But he hasn't also played in like the easier tournaments, I guess.
right.
What he's done so far this year has been like the hard and bigger tournaments.
Yeah, I mean he missed the cut at Shriners, which was weird, but I mean Zozo and CJ.
But still, U.S. Open 4th, CJ Cup 10th, Zozo 28th.
Yeah.
He's still averaging 31st in birdie percentage. He's having 4.5 per round. He's 18th in scoring average. I think this could be one of the easier courses he's played so far.
Agreed.
And I think this is where he can kind of like, if he gets rolling on Thursday, I think he can kind of turn it around.
Love Harris English. I definitely believe he's playable. I didn't feel strongly enough about him to thumbs up him, and I only thumbs up one person in this range. We'll get to it, but next is Jason Day at 9.5. I put him over there where you see him. I just can't play him. He finished 7th at Houston, but other than that, he hasn't been good. 76, 60th, a withdrawal, 116th, 38th. Jason Day puts together like a fantastic round, and you're like, crap, I shouldn't have thumbs down him, and then he goes and shoots a 78.
Yeah.
So at 9.5, I don't think Jason Day is playable here. Louis Oosthuizen, my guy from last week, finished in a tie for 23rd. He hasn't missed a cut in, oh goodness, the RBC Heritage, and he's played a ton of times since then, including the majors and all that. I had Louis as a play this week. You had him as a thumbs up play, so
yeah. Louis just playing well right now, and there's no other way to put that. He is coming off, what was it, 23rd, like you said?
Tied 23rd.
Yeah, 23rd at the Masters. He's finished 3rd in the U.S. Open, 19th at Shriners this year. All across the board, he's not losing strokes anywhere. He's gaining a ton of strokes putting, 32nd on tour, 29th total on tour. The only concerning thing for me here, because his scoring average is 24th on tour, his birdie average is 154.
Yeah.
So he's not a guy who can go like, or at least shown this year that he can go super, super low. But at the same time, I think he's just playing very, very well. Probably the best I've seen in a long time.
Agreed. And that's, I guess, kind of my problem with Harris English. Can they get low enough?
Yeah.
I don't think Harris, besides the fact where he lost to DJ by 10 strokes at -20 or whatever, remember that? He got low enough then, but like he didn't. I don't know. It just worries me, and that's my same problem with Louis.
And Louis, he's only played this course once, so you can't really go too much on this, and it was in 2011, but he did finish 4th. Like, it's not brand new to him. He's been here. He's also probably, out of these, like, a lot of these players, one of the more experienced ones.
No doubt.
I just think he probably can. I think he's going to get it done this week.
Get it done in what term?
I would say, like, I would maybe
He's going to
say
get
top
it
10.
done?
No.
No, okay.
But like, I think if you play
Yeah.
him, he'll be worth the price.
No, I agree. The thing about Louis that he was on my group in the Masters app. If you didn't have it, damn, get
Right.
it for next year. So I watched pretty much every shot he hit. His first round was great, and then he shot 70, 75, 70. So, like, after that, he didn't really gain any strokes after that first day. Um, I'm not going to put that too much against him, but it does make me worry a bit getting low enough wise. 9-2, you got Shane Lowry. I pretty much always thumbs down Shane Lowry.
You do.
I'm not going to this week. I have him as because he's playing well. 25th at the Masters, 11th in Houston, 28th, 13th. So since what month is it? October. Since October, he's been hot on the European Tour and our tour. His stats check out okay, not enough to thumbs up him, but I think this is not a difficult golf course. And for me, throw the stats out of it because I don't exactly remember what they are. Shane Lowry can get low, I think.
Yeah.
So I think Shane Lowry's playable here.
We watched him last week. He couldn't make a putt to save his life, but at the same time, that was just kind of the way he was going.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the same this week.
No, I'm definitely not as concerned about Shane. I don't like him enough to thumbs up. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's playable.
Yep.
My only thumbs up and your last thumbs up is the boy.
Yep.
The boy. We love him.
I want to put this out there. I put Harris English and Louis on the thumbs up graphic because there weren't a ton of people I liked.
Yeah.
So if there was like a way, we do this by price, but if you could put like the order of how much you like him, Joaquin would definitely be first.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
This guy's a monster.
Yeah, he's good.
So I feel so bad for him. He didn't get to play in the Masters, and now he's back. It's really sucks. He'll be in it in April, but it's disappointing. This guy, his last time's out 17, 6, 13, 23, 27, third. This guy's a killer.
Yeah, 22nd in birdie average, 10th so far in scoring average. He plays the par fours between 400 and 450, 23rd best on the tour. He gains strokes on approach, not a ton, but he's not like a liability with his irons. He's great off the tee, hits it very far, and he's only driving 58% of fairways. But at the same time, he's been playing hard courses. Once again, like I said, from the statistics for the past couple of years, these people are putting it in the fairway more often than not.
Yeah.
And he's one I'm not worried about at all.
I'm not sure how much you looked into greens regulation because I know you looked into approach. Did you just mention greens regulation?
Fairways.
Okay. 70% of greens so far this year.
Yeah.
54th. So there's no concern to play Neiman. He should be outrageously owned. I don't think he will be. But I think if you're listening to this, he should be outrageously owned.
Yeah, I think he's I have the most fun watching him out of any other player. And I've said this before. But when you watch him, his ball flight is the oddest.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like he hits terrible shots, and they're good. Like, that's what he was trying to do.
Right.
He's actually fun to watch.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Overall, good dude. Your last 9K player, Sebastian Munoz, I have him as a play here. He did well in the Masters. I'm just not sure about how his game fits here, but I think Sebastian Munoz is a guy that you need to. I don't want to over exaggerate it, but when you have fields with, what are some good examples of this? Justin Thomas, kind of like those guys. I don't want to say Rory McIlroy and all that, but Sebastian Munoz is a very good golfer, and when you see him in the field, no matter what his game really fits, he's a threat to finish well. That's how I feel this week. There are weeks when I don't love Justin Thomas or John Rahm or somebody's game at the course, but you have to be respectful because they're top players in the world. I think Sebastian Munoz is that good. So although I don't think his game fits great here, I think he's 100% playable and he could win. Anyway, 8K range starts with Corey Connors. Let me adjust my slides here.
Yep.
I got Corey Connors thumbs up. Do you know why?
I'm assuming greens and regulation.
Well, that and he's from Canada. Canada has nothing to do with it. But
okay,
Corey Connors hits. He's 93rd this year in greens regulation, which surprised me. But that's 68%. Statistically, a really good iron player, or historically a really good iron player, so I'm not worried about it. 21st in driving accuracy. This guy's usually a god awful putter, right?
Yes, terrible.
He's usually DFL, right? This year in 24 rounds, which, by the way, how the hell has he played 24 rounds this year? Like, that's since he's just never not playing, I guess.
6 tournaments, yeah.
Yeah. He is not losing strokes on the green. How about that?
That's incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible. So, Corey Connors is 100% playable here. He's played this event before, 23rd in 2019, 37th in 2018, so he knows what to do. I think he's playable. I don't remember what you did in this range, like on what you had on the graphics, so stop me if you have something to say.
Okay.
Dylan Fratelli, I understand what he did at the Masters, and that's fine and good. I just don't think he's playable this week. The Masters, we've seen people win like, I don't know, Charles Schwartzel, Danny Willett. Random people do well at the Masters. I think that's what happened with Fratelli. Don't like his game here. He's not like statistically, I'll pull him real quick, but they're not that good. 102nd greens in regulation, 207th in driving accuracy, 211th in strokes gained putting. Like, I think it might have been a fluke last week.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay.
Like, we watched him.
I thought you were going to add, so I waited.
We watched every putt he had was like 85 feet.
Yeah, his proximity to the hole has to be
bad. It was pretty bad.
Yeah. After that, you got Jason Kokrak, which I think is interesting. So when you think of Jason Kokrak, Jenks, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Cocaine.
About Jason? What?
Cocaine.
Okay. What's the first thing that comes to your mind about his golf game?
He's a big guy.
When you think Jason Kokrak hits it far, you'd be correct. However, 67th in greens and regulation, 70%. 59th in driving accuracy, which is not a popular thing when you hit it super far. And this is the crazy one. 4th strokes gained putting.
Kokrak?
Kokrak.
What do you know?
4th.
What do you know?
What do you know? Apparently you know nothing about Kokrak.
I don't. So I've never considered myself a fan, so yeah.
Isn't that insane though?
Yeah.
He's playing like extremely well. He did not make the cut at the Masters, but you win some, you lose some. Before that, 17th, and then literally first place. DF first. So Kokrak is way too cheap in this field at this point. At 8-6, you got Kisner.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have something to say about Kisner?
I did not put him in there.
Okay. I don't think Kisner's playable this week. The stats weren't that good. He missed the cut at the Masters. I just don't think you should do it when you could get Kokrak right at that price point. Brian Harman is next. I know you love some Brian Harman.
I do, but I put him in the thumbs up so often that I didn't want to.
Well, I put him in the
I like him.
I put him in the because I don't know how I feel.
He does well at this course, though.
Does he?
Yeah, here, let me pull it up. I read it last night. I don't have it up, but I'll get it to you in a second.
No worries. Yeah, I put him in the category of my paper because he's 137th in greens and regulation. He's 90th in driving accuracy, which he putts well. But I don't know. I just think I'm very on the fence about Brian Harman because I could see him, playing very well, but like the stats tell me that he might not. Maybe I'm looking too much into that, but I did not know about a course history for Brian Harman.
Well, yeah. So 2016, 2017, he was cut from both.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, it just gets better. 18, he was 4th. 2019, he was 32nd. 2020, he finished 14th. So the past 3 years, he has 2 top 25s, 1 top 10, and 1 very close to the top 10, 14.
Yeah. In 2020, we should add that was technically 2019.
Yes, correct.
But yeah.
And that's on the slides too, the previous winners. It was technically, correct. Yeah.
But, okay. Well, I think he's playable. I just don't know how much. Like, I didn't like him enough to thumbs up him, so fair enough. Justin Rose.
Yep.
I had him as a
Mm-hmm.
Take it away. Because I didn't do this.
Yeah. So I feel like I have to pay him some homage here.
Okay.
Because he wasn't really playing that well. And last weekend, I took a leap of faith.
Featured slide.
Yeah. And put him on the featured slide.
Rosie.
Just an absolute blind leap of faith, and it worked out for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's playing well. I used to love playing Justin Rose when I first started watching and playing, legally, once again.
Legally, sure.
I owned him every time because he was just amazing. And he's kind of...
memory serves...
Yeah.
I don't think we could legally play when he was the number one player in the world. But that's a little foggy. I don't know for sure. But I don't know. That's unconfirmed.
Yeah, but anyways, during that time, I loved him, and I think he's coming around towards that again. Back to back tournaments, tied 17th, tied 23rd. He hits where is that? Okay, yeah, he hits 68% of fairways at the Masters. I think that'll translate nicely here. Like I think he's going to be hitting a lot of fairways. Um, Zozo he hit 70% of greens, and before that he was 50, then 62.
Mhm.
I just think he's playing very well right now. He's also yeah, I just had it. Yeah, so far in 2021, Justin Rose is eighth in putting average. Yeah, I feel like that's a good sign because I watched a lot previously where he wasn't putting that well. Like
Right.
nothing was really going that well.
Right.
So I think this is just a good sign. I think Justin Rose is getting into form, and I probably will be playing him this week in the 8K range when there's people above him who are definitely less
Appealing.
talented. I don't
Talented, for
talented,
sure.
yes.
Talented
So
for sure.
I just think I'm definitely going to be playing Justin Rose.
I mean, at a quick glance, nobody, I could be wrong, only on Webb. Nobody above him has been ranked the number one player in the world, unless Webb was at one point in time.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that.
But yeah, here's the thing that scares that is okay with me having you in the thumbs up and I have him in the eh. It's a simple golf course. We understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin Rose is great. We also understand that.
Yeah.
So it would not shock me if Justin Rose wins, just
Correct.
because he's Justin Rose and this is the RSM Classic.
This is another, I guess, just warning. I guess I could see him doing very, very well, like top 10. I could also see him missing the cut. Like I think it's gonna go one of two ways. He's either gonna be really good or really bad.
I would have agreed with but I think he's making the cut personally.
I think so too. I have him in my thumbs up, but
he has.
We're talking about people we'd be surprised if they missed the cut. I wouldn't be that incredibly shocked, but I think he will.
I think Rosie has win value.
Yeah.
I think he has DFL value.
Yep, and that's why you get him at 8K.
I guess so. He's the last player that's priced over the average. Now we're under the average at 8.3, and it's Ian Poulter. I'm sure you're not prepared for this, but just any thoughts that come to your mind about Ian Poulter?
Really dislike him.
Okay.
No, that's not true.
Okay. You were going through it with Ian
I have
Poulter
a shit list, and number one's Francesco. Never again will I ever play an Italian golfer named Francesco or Eduardo Molinari.
Yeah, that
Francesco shitted so bad, I'm done with his brother too. I just can't do it. Never again. But Poulter, I was going through it because he put a couple in the water round one. But he turned it around.
You know what's crazy?
He was playing well at the end.
He finished 25th.
25th, yeah.
Yeah. For all the
so
shit
all
we were
that
talking
yelling
about
on Thursday and Friday, it turned out.
It really got to him. And his pants were great.
His pants.
Yeah, the green.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Really bad pants, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poulter is another guy like Rose. I think he's playable. He could win, but he could miss the cut. I mean, it's the same thing. It's how much risk are you trying to put into Ian Poulter? But he is playable. Charles Howell, the third, former winner. I have him as a no.
I think I put him there, and then you just agreed.
I did.
Because his strokes gained approach the green is 250th. He's losing 0.958, almost a full stroke on his approach this year. He's good putting. He's fifth strokes gained putting.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter if he's not on the green.
Agreed, yeah. I mean, he's going to make some putts, but he's got to get there first. I don't like him at 8.2.
57% driving accuracy, 62% greens regulation. And it's not like that's because he's hitting the ball really far. He's 125th in driving distance.
The stats pile up against him poorly, but he has won this event.
Correct. And that's, I think, why I put him on the thumbs down, because he did win.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people like to look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, it is helpful to look at, but I just don't think it's going to work out for him. He's also 243rd in birdie average.
Yeah.
But I will, because we just shitted on him a little bit, I will say he is 6th in the par 4 efficiency, 400, 450. But I don't know if that's going to make up for everything else.
I don't think it will. I don't like him. I also don't like Mackenzie Hughes, another former winner here. Not in the past 3 years, but Mackenzie Hughes has won this event. Again, the stats don't line up for Mackenzie Hughes. He was playing some unreal golf, and then kind of slipped back. He missed the cut at the U.S. Open. He played well in the Dominican, but there was literally nobody in that field. Then 65th, 41st, then 7 at the Houston Open. I don't know. I don't think. I sure as heck would not play Howell or Hughes over Doc Redman, I guess is where I'm trying to go.
Correct.
Do you have anything about Doc?
I do. Yeah, I was saying earlier, 9K, like Neiman is a lot more intriguing to me than Harris English or Louis Oosthuizen, and the same thing here. I think Doc's a lot more intriguing to me than, I don't know, maybe even Rose or like Kokrat, Connors, Fratelli, anybody on this slide. Like Doc, he fits this course. I think his approach has always been very, very good ever since he made it onto the tour. He's doing well this year off the tee. His putting's not bad. Just overall, he plays pretty, I would say, fundamental golf. He doesn't drive it far, but once again, if he makes the cut Saturday and Sunday, he's playing on a 7,000-yard course.
Right.
64% of fairways, 71% of greens. Birdie average is one concern. He's 71st, but that's still 4.22. And his scoring average is 26. He's way too far down this list in a field that is not like a Masters or U.S. Open field. He's way too far down this list, in my opinion.
No doubt. No doubt. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more. Zach Johnson finishes up the 8K range. Zach made the cut against all odds last week, but he just didn't. It just wasn't what we thought. I have Zach as because he's still playing well in Zach Johnson terms, but like I won't be playing Zach Johnson.
I will never be playing Zach Johnson ever again.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't really do bad, but I think my anger at Francesco kind of fell to Zach and Poulter.
Yeah.
So maybe in a couple weeks I'll be ready to
talk
back.
about. We'll circle back around to Zach. You know what's crazy? You said a couple weeks that you might be ready to play Zach.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're coming to an end here. Like on the tour for 2020.
Yeah.
After this, they're off until December 3rd, which is the Hero. So that's not even like a real event, if you will.
Right.
And
Tigers event, right?
Tigers event, yeah. And then the same weekend is the OHL Classic, that thing in Naples, the team the team event.
Yeah.
December 3rd through 6th. Then they're off till January 7th. So
it's gonna be pretty boring.
It is. It's gonna be
a couple of months. Yeah.
It's gonna be sad. So I guess we'll circle back around to Zach Johnson in like Sony Open times. So like in January.
Yeah.
Anyway, 7K range. Let's get into it. Taylor Gooch starts it off. I think he's playable. I don't think he's thumbs up playable, but I think he's definitely playable. 4th at the Houston Open, 35th at the Zozo, 5th at the CJ. He's on a heater. The price is really cheap for him to be playing that well. The stats aren't great in what you're looking for, but they're good enough. He hits some greens, tends to hit the fairway. I definitely think he's playable at the top of the 8K or the 7K. He's definitely my favorite option between 7.9 and 7.8. When you get to 7.7, that's a different story. But if you have 7.9, you have 7.8, I'd take Gooch. CT Pan, the hero from last week, my freaking guy, CT Pan. I told y'all to play CT at $6,100. It was a steal besides Bernhard, which also was a good call by me. I don't like CT this week, unfortunately. I think his game was much better for the Masters versus this tournament. But, it is what it is. 7.8, Brandon Todd. You put him thumbs down. I do not disagree. But damn, it's unfortunate because if this was a couple months ago, you'd say, holy crap, Brandon Todd. Does he hit the fairway? Yeah. Does he hit the green? Yeah. Does he putt? Yeah. And now he's not even playable.
No, I don't think he is. Right now, if you're going on to strokes gained approach for 2021, he's 159th. He's actually losing strokes coming into the green. Par 4 efficiency between 400 and 450. He's actually playing those over par, which is 218th on tour. And that's over 16 rounds, not just like 4 rounds. And he came into that crazy form last year, which blew everybody's mind. But right now, all he's doing
at this point, Literally at this point in time in 2019, he was the guy.
Yeah,
right now.
but at this point, all he's doing is putting. He's losing 3/4 of a stroke off the tee, losing strokes on approach, losing around the green, and losing. He's 223rd in tee to green. It just no.
Yeah, I feel
184th birdie average.
I feel
I think he was playing well, but that time has kind of come to an end.
Agreed. Your other 7-8 player there is Lee Westwood. You will not catch me saying anything good about Lee Westwood at all. Costs. Let's move on to 7-7, and holy cow, this is the strongest 7-7 range I've ever seen for this tournament. You got Sam Burns, you got Denny McCarthy. Both of them are the highest of thumbs up here. Do you have anything to say about either?
I've said plenty about Danny McCarthy. I love him always.
Okay. Well, Sam Burns in 18 rounds this year is 6th greens in regulation, 75%. 55th in driving accuracy, which is good enough for me. His putting is not great, but he doesn't lose strokes putting. He finished 37th here in 2019. This guy could win the tournament this week. He finished 7th in Houston, 34th at the Shriners, 28th in the Dominican, 7th at the Safeway. This guy's more than playable this week. And his counterpart in this range, Denny McCarthy, you love him always. I love him always. He's only, on the wrong stat. 46th this year in greens and regulation at 70%.
Denny?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Third, were you going to say all this stuff?
No.
Okay. 32nd in driving accuracy, and 44th in strokes gained putting, which is weird, but I have no doubts that by the end of the year he'll be first. Both of these guys do exactly what you want for 7-7.
I feel like it's important to note too with Denny, like the greens in regulation. You said he's 41st,
46th,
46th, significantly better than he was last year.
Yeah,
like he's getting better with his irons.
This is a Denny McCarthy course.
I think when you can putt, you can putt. Like you're just good at it, right? Yeah. This is a Denny McCarthy course.
I'd play them both. I am playing them both along with Webb and Henley, and then I've got some real cheap ones. But Matt Wallace is at 7-6. He barely ever plays in America. I'm honestly not sure why he's playing this event, just because he was here for the Masters, I guess. So the stats are kind of hard to come by here. He plays a lot on the European Tour. This guy's good at golf. He's definitely playable this week. But I'm not going to rattle off a bunch of stats because I don't. Alex Noren, you thumbs him down. Alex Noren's been bad. Anything to say about old Alex Noren?
Yeah, I put him on there because I was going through the strokes gained approach and the par 4, 400, 450 efficiency. Strokes gained approach this year, he's 224. Par 4 efficiency, he's 200. He plays them over par, and that's really not going to get it done for this tournament.
No, it's
when
not.
Majority of the par 4s are this distance.
Yeah, agreed. Quick fun fact about Alex Noren. We have those Ryder Cup flags.
Yeah.
Last year I took one with me because Noren was in this event last year. For some reason, he always plays it. Alex Noren is apparently so not well known on the tour that he did not even get to play in the Pro-Am.
Oh, man.
Because they only let 18, not the whole field. He did not even get to play, so I never saw Alex Noren last year at the event. Anyway, Sepp Straka, I believe, is playable. He finished 5th in Houston, 21st. He's on a pretty good run of made cuts. I think this guy's pretty safe for a made cut. I don't have him thumbs up because I like a lot of guys better, but he's definitely playable. Austin Cook, I think, is a thumbs up. I don't think he makes the graphic because I haven't done it yet just because I feel so strongly about others, but in case you missed it, Austin Cook is still hitting greens and still hitting fairways and still putting decent. So I think he's definitely playable. He obviously won in 2018. Ches Reavie is another guy that is for me. He's going to hit probably all the greens and probably all the fairways. The problem is he might not putt. So take that at your risk. Wiesberger, I said last week that he pretty much just goes around and makes the cut. He probably makes the cut here. I don't know how well he does. I personally don't think the stats line up well for him here, but I think he makes the cut because that just seems to be what he does. Andy Sullivan at 7-5 is another guy that pretty much only plays on the European Tour. Honest to God, looking at this, why is he in this event?
Andy Sullivan.
Yeah.
See, I was wondering the same thing.
He literally has only played once in America this year for the U.S. Open.
Yeah, it was the U.S. Open. He got cut, which is why our stats on the PGA Tour are so bad.
Yeah.
And he's losing off the tee approach around the green. He's gaining a lot in putting, but I think he's very, very cheap right now.
7.5.
Yeah, for being the guy who in 2020 led the European Tour in stroke average.
Yeah. No,
I mean 10th in greens and regulation over on the European Tour.
Yeah.
He hit 72% of greens.
This guy's playable.
Very,
Yeah.
very playable. He's a very intriguing player.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be low owned, I would imagine, because you don't know who he is. This guy's 100% playable. For me anyway, I think it's definitely, if you're doing like a lineup where you're taking some risk, like a Justin Rose, Matt Wallace. I don't know. You get where I'm going. Tommy Fleetwood. If you just go all European guys, throw this guy in your lineup. He's definitely playable.
In 2020, every single stat on the European Tour, like the main ones, driving accuracy, distance, greens, all of it was better than the tour average.
Crazy.
So he's not bad anywhere.
It's crazy.
He's a good player. I like him.
Matt Kuchar, unfortunately, we almost lost a drink or two with some spilled Pokemon cards, but Matt Kuchar, unfortunately, I do not believe you should play this week. I just don't think he's playing well right now.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I went to the event last year, like I've said a bunch of times. Got Matt Kuchar to sign my Players' Championship flag. Mm-hmm. Tough autograph, by the way, Matt Kuchar. Got lucky. He was coming out of the porta potty. I said,
nice. Catch him after the shit.
I didn't mean to, but I saw him. I said, that guy looks like Kuchar. And sure enough, he walked up and it was. It's like, Kuch. And I was about to ask him if he washed his hands, but I know he didn't because porta potty. Anyway, I wouldn't play Cooch. Danny Willett, I would also not play. You thumbs him down. Do you have anything to add, or can we just move on with saying not playing him?
Really funny.
Go ahead.
Just info. 267th on strokes gained approach. 272nd in par 4, 400 to 450. For the dude who on Friday, I believe, was tied 6th at the Masters, he's just not very consistent.
No, the consistency's not there.
Right. Yeah.
He averages 43 points per event.
Yeah.
On DraftKings, which is less than a lot of people, but yeah, he does have these finishes where
correct.
The consistency's not there. Aaron Wise, he does one thing very well. I just forget what it was. I believe it's greens and regulation. Other than that, he doesn't do much well. Old Buckethead, Joel Damon, 37th here in 2019. I believe Joel Damon is very playable this week. Personal trauma out of it. He hit 71% of greens, 65% of fairways. He doesn't lose strokes putting, but he's not like a good putter. But I think he's playable for sure at 7.4. He's my favorite 7.4 player. And then I see the graphic. Harold Varner III?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Why is Harold Varner? I have Harold Varner III as an it before I saw the graphic. I think he's relatively playable. I don't think he's better than Damon. You better tell these people why Harold Varner III is on the graphic.
Okay, well, I think in life you got to learn how to forgive. Forgiveness is massive. He burned me very much so by shooting, what was that, like a 36 over?
80. He shot an 80.
Yeah. So about 36 over on that fine Friday in the Bermuda. But I think I'm just going back because he finished after the Bermuda. He played Houston right after Bermuda. He finished tied 15th. 30th strokes gained approach. 17th tee to green, 18th total. He hits 42% of greens. His birdie average is pretty good. His scoring average is 27th on tour.
How many fairways does he hit?
57%.
Yeah, well, do you know where that comes out on the tour?
What's up?
147th.
Yeah. But like I said, everybody last year hit fairways. So I'm not too
Is this a price point thing?
Yeah.
So if Harold was priced at 8.4, how would you feel?
I wouldn't play him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
7.4. He has 13th, 15th, 29th. Like, he's not a bad player. I think the win that day in the Bermuda got to a lot of people, and it definitely got to him. He plays the par fours between 400 and 450 yards at 3.857, which is 48th. I just think at this price point, he's below a lot of people I would not want to have in my lineup, so I'd rather just play him.
Shout out Varner, man. I like Damon. You
And,
like Varner.
and you can hear
Do
it
you
here
want to
first.
have a
If
side bet?
if he shits the bed, I will never speak of him again.
Do you want to have a side bet?
Sure.
Who comes out better, Damon or Varner?
Sure.
All right. We'll update the people.
Cool.
7-3 range, Char Schwartzel is playable. Believe it or not. I think in this range, Stuart Sink is my favorite player.
Okay.
But I think Charles playable. Poston's not. McNeely's not. It pains me to say it every week, but Adam Hadwin is not playable right now. It's just the way it is. Russell Knox, Jacksonville Beach resident, 5th in greens and regulation this year, as he always is. He hits fairways enough. He does not putt. He doesn't putt. If he can make some putts somehow, this guy is extremely playable. I think he's playable either way, and you just got to hope he's going to hit the greens and the fairways. You just got to hope he makes some putts.
Yep.
That's the way it is. Wyndham Clark is a no from me at the 7-2 range. You also find Emiliano Grillo in the 7-2 range. Any comments?
No.
All right. I would not play Emiliano Grillo this week. Cam Davis. Usually love Cam Davis. Love me some Cam Davis. I can't play him this week. Stats just don't line up.
Right.
Tringale.
Mm-hmm. I put him here for one reason.
Yeah, I know.
Because he's always here. I think he, at this point, is just a permanent part of my thumbs up.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about Cameron Tringale.
Yep.
He.
Fun fact: I saw Cameron Tringale coming out of the same porta potty that Kuchar was in.
Nice. Yeah. All right. He's putting well this year. Last year he was very, very good on approach. This year he's 167th in approach.
Which is weird.
He hits 37th in greens and regulation.
Yeah.
So clearly the proximity is not there for him right now.
No.
But the good thing is, for the past 3 years, Cameron Tringale has been in the rough more than he has been in the fairway.
Yeah.
He knows how to play the rough.
He does.
Yeah. So if he's hitting 71% of greens with 53% of fairways,
that's a good point, actually.
He knows how to do it.
That's clever. He does hit 71% of greens, like you said. The reason that I also thumbs him up, even with the incredibly bad driving accuracy, is the amount of fairways you say people hit here, which doesn't worry me. He plays this event often. I don't know if you could possibly find out how often he hits the fairway at this event. It is findable. I just don't know what you're doing. So if you have a chance, cool. If not, oh well. He hits greens and he makes putts, so I think he's definitely playable. Charlie Hoffman, I'm just going to keep on the Charlie Hoffman is bad train and tell you he's not playable. Streelman, I think, is playable. I don't thumbs up like him, but I think he's playable. Peter Malnati, $7,100. This guy was remember when he was crazily priced the other week?
Yes.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I forget what I think it was Bermuda.
I can find that.
It was the Bermuda, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he was priced $9,000 in Bermuda, finished 21st. He's having a great year.
He is. And he hasn't played since.
Yeah.
And clearly that 9,000 is coming from the lack of depth in that field.
Sorry, well, yeah, but coming into it, he'd finished 2nd and 5th.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm on the Tringale thing right now. Okay, Tringale hit 64% of green or fairways, 78% of greens.
Yeah.
Tied 20th last year.
60 what percent? Did you just lose it?
Yeah.
It was 65, sorry.
64.3.
64%. He usually hits 52.
Yeah, the thing about Peter Malnati to me, we're going back, sorry.
Tringale playable.
Yes. Malnati. Now I'm saying Malnati got his tour card in 2014. He didn't do much until 2020. Mm-hmm. COVID hit, and he woke up and said, "You know what? I don't know what his lovely wife's name is, or if he definitely has one.
Yeah,
I've
remember
seen
the
him
kids?
With his kids. Yep.
Yeah.
He said, "You know what, honey? I'm feeling dangerous."
Dangerous.
And he sure has been. And right now, he's just playing too well for this price point, and he's not one of those guys where I think
lovely
it's over
wife, Alicia.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it's over yet for him. He hasn't played since the Bermuda, but there's people you can kind of tell when their hot streaks come to an end. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say his is.
I agree. He hits just under 70% of greens, 59.13% of fairways, which isn't great, but I think he'll be okay. Second, strokes gained on the tour, putting at 1.7, and the only reason he got taken out of first is because apparently Andy Ogletree, Specs, took him over because he putted insanely in the Masters.
Okay, so out of everybody who's actually played events, he's first in putting. He's 34th in strokes gained approach, 32nd in par 4 efficiency, 400 to 450. He fits perfectly for this course.
Here's the crazy thing. let me just add this.
Yeah.
You got Ogletree first. He's played 6 rounds. Throw him out. Then your second, or who technically third, but second if you throw Ogletree out. After Malnati is some guy named Dowie Vanderwald. He's played 4 rounds. Throw him out. You throw out them 2 fakers. The number 1 putter on tour is Malnati. The number 2 putter on tour is Jason Kokrak. Get at me. You got some putters in this field along with the best putter on the
And
planet.
if you are watching this right now and you're thinking, I just did my research on Malnati. He hasn't made the cut at the RSM since 2017.
Yeah.
He's also not the guy who's been playing this event.
Agreed. No doubt.
I'm perfectly fine with playing Malnati.
Absolutely. Luke List, Henrik Stenson are both no's for me. Norlander has incredible course history here. Okay, I'm one of the bigger idiots on the planet. In 2020, he finished in 17th, and at some point in time, he finished 5th. All I wrote was 2. I didn't put the year, I just put 2.
Okay.
Because he Oh, I'm one of them dumb idiots. You got to read left to right. God almighty. He finished 5th in 2020. He finished 2nd in 2017. That's it.
You got there.
I did. The stats play well. I don't have it in front of me, but this is the return for Norlander. He was so hot at the end of last year. This guy is 100% playable this year. Probably going to be low owned because he's been bad. You got to play this guy this week. Snedeker. Oh crap! I moved my paper too soon. Sneds is playable, but he's an eh for me. No Long, no Piercy, no Gordon, no Bradley. Ventura is playable, but that's all I'm going to say about him because he keeps burning me. Naismith is a no, and then Tyler Duncan just hasn't been good enough, even though he won last year for me. That's the 7K. We're going to get into the 6K, and as always, we're going to move it along quickly. I'll let you jump in on the one person that you put on the graphic.
Yep, that's Matt Jones.
Wait.
Okay, my bad.
Go ahead.
He's 6'9" anyways, right?
Yeah, go
it
ahead.
kind of just
go
falls.
Ahead.
Yeah, Matt Jones, 237 strokes gained approach, 266 par 4 is 400 to 450. Over the course of 20 rounds, he's playing him at 4.23. It's going to be a no for me, dog.
Okay, right on. At the top of the range at 6'9", it's a no for Matt Jones. It's a no for Rogers. It's a no for Gay. It's a yes for Steele, Higgs, and Hahn. The stats say they should play this course well. I don't know who's exactly going to be on the graphic yet between Steele, Higgs, and Hahn, but one, potentially 2 of them will. They're all 3 of them are playable in the 6'9" range. There's a lot. Look, I'm just going to tell you, there's a lot of guys not playable in this range. So it's going to be a lot of no's. McDowell, no. Laird hits a ton of greens. He's won this year. The question is, will he putt? I think he's playable, but I wouldn't bet the bank on it. Shank, we love Shank here. He's not playable. Stallings, no. Patton Kazire has played well recently. I think he's playable, but I wouldn't go out of the way to do it. Kirk, no. Cabrera, no. Hubbard, no. Glover, Sabatini, no. Doug Gim is playable. He finished 14th last time out. I wouldn't go crazy, but he's playable. Hogue, no. Sung Kang, no. Vegas, no. Rowinski, no. McCumber, no. Nick Taylor, Pat Perez, no. David Hearn, Canadian. I told you to play him at the Bermuda. He came in 8th. I think he's playable again. He's thumbs up worthy. The guy putts and he hits greens. He hits fairways too. Hadley, no. John Huh. I think he's playable. Brennan Grace, Armour, no. Bryce Garnett, I think, is a thumbs up playable again. Greens and putts, or is it greens and fairways? One of the two. He's playable. Bo Hostler is not. The stats are really bad for what you want this week on Bo Hostler. It's kind of surprising.
Yep.
Shelton, no. Merritt, I thought was going to be playable. He's not. Stewart, no. Mitchell, no. Trahan, no. Chappell, no. Barlett, no. Cameron Percy, I believe, is playable. 26 last time out. He'll probably be on the thumbs up just because he's cheap at 6'5", but I definitely think he's playable. Stanley, no. And that gets you to the 6'4" range. So we're going to throw up the other graphic that I like to do, 6'4" to 6'0", the most playable guy in there. For me at 6'4", it's once again Michael Gillick. I told you to play him in the Bermuda. He finished in 11th. I think his game can fit here, and he's playing well. 6'3", it's Vaughn Taylor. I know it's surprising to say. He's only made one cut since June, but I think Vaughn Taylor could make this cut at the 6'3" range. Look, this is a bad field at the bottom. I don't know what to tell you. My favorite play in this range, the 6'4" to 6'0", is Chase Seifert. If you're familiar with him, he's in my lineups. My lineup so far, 17th at Sanderson, 41st in Dominican. I'll pull the stats on him just because I believe he's the best option here. 81st greens in regulation, he hits 69%. 48th in driving accuracy, he hits 65%. He doesn't lose strokes putting as hard as he tries, but he doesn't. And then his par 4 scoring average overall is he plays him under par. So I definitely think that guy's playable at 6'2". 6'1", I think, is a brutal range. I would not play anybody, including Ted Potter Jr. I just would not play anybody in that range. And if you only have $6,000 and you think, damn, I gotta fill out my team, I'm playing Sam Ryder. I just gotta remember why. 67% of greens, fair enough. 63% of fairways, fair enough. He doesn't lose strokes putting. If you literally have $6,000, play Sam Ryder. If you have $6,100, I'd still play Sam Ryder and just eat the extra 100. What?
Sam Ryder, cut, 52nd, cut, 21st, cut, 7th.
Yeah, 7th.
Maybe it's that 7th coming back.
Dude, all I'm saying, he's a $6,000 golfer. If you have to.
Right, yeah. No, I
if you have to, out of the 61 to 60 is.
Yeah, no,
Sam
I agree.
Ryder.
I just thought it was funny.
It is funny. It is funny. Alrighty, we're through it. Let's do those picks. You got JMCing to do in some time.
Yeah.
You're tired as shit, apparently.
Yeah.
Up late?
No.
Same, dude. I got home from work. I get home from work about for you at home midnight Eastern.
Yeah.
From the news station.
Yeah.
I usually stay up to like 1 doing stuff. Dude, I was like falling asleep doing prompter last night. It was bad. Like I almost lost it.
I think I fell asleep at like 10:30 last night till 8:30. Tired as shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you see Foles get carted off, by the way?
I didn't see him get carted off. I saw he got injured.
It was a weird hit. Like I don't know. It didn't when he happened. I was like, oh, he's getting up, and then he never did because I was watching on my phone.
Interesting.
Anyway, RSM Classic picks to win, picks to finish top 25. Jenkins Jr. Who's winning the RSM Classic?
Okay, I'm doing this because I think his time of playing this well might be coming to an end. Just because he hasn't shown that he can do this.
I'm already writing it down.
Thanks. I'll take Russell Henley to win. Because I think I want to save Webb.
Yeah, that's fair. Russell Henley.
You could take him too.
We had not talked about that beforehand, but I just started typing it because I knew. I'll go Webb.
Okay.
Give me Webb Simpson. Like I said with Webb, this is a course that he always plays well. He knows this course, and this is not one that he's won yet. I felt the exact same way at Harbortown, RBC Heritage. It was a course that he had to win, and I felt it. I picked him on the website. I had him in all my lineups, and he won. So I'm just going for it. Give me Webb Simpson here, even though the field is significantly tougher. Anyway, with that being said, Jenks, top 25 priced under the 8K range.
I'm pretty sure I've already picked Harold to be top 25. That's not where I'm going.
I think you picked him to win.
Cool. Well, I'm not picking him for top 25 either.
Okay.
I'm going with the wild card Andy Sullivan.
That's interesting.
Why?
No, I just...
Yeah, wild card.
Yeah.
I'm going with it. I'm 2 for 6. We're not hot. Might as well be... If you're not going to be hot, might as well be bold.
You might as well get hot, right?
But Andy Sullivan.
Andy Sullivan, that's a good...
Last week, my 2nd out of 6 was a nice Englishman.
There you go.
So I'm going back.
Andy Sullivan, he's going back to the well. There. Man. I've got 2 options. I just don't want to pick Denny if I've already picked him. I just can't remember.
Isn't Denny 8?
No.
Oh, Denny 7. Yeah.
You know what? Just give me Sam Burns.
Okay.
What?
For the slightest second, I was thinking Sam Ryder. Good with Sam Burns.
Yeah.
Very good with Sam Burns.
Give me Sam Burns, priced at 7-7, the same as Denny McCarthy. However, I think Denny McCarthy will also finish there. I just
I do
don't.
too. We always talk about him though. We gotta start talking about other people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but Denny McCarthy's good. I don't know.
he is. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it. I got Webb to win, Sam Burns to finish top 25. You have Russell Henley to win, Andy Sullivan to finish top 25. I know you have some, but I'm going to throw something else out. By the way, the most obvious bet to make this week, Russell Henley is plus money. Plus money to finish in the top 20. Are you kidding me? Plus money. Hammer that. Put the mortgage on it. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. What do you got?
I want to throw out number 1. They play 2 courses. That is stupid.
Okay.
Number 2, I have been working my ass off as a JMC.
Yeah.
I have been tired.
Uh-huh.
Is that an excuse for mistaking my job between 1 and 2 courses? No, it's not. Am I going to use it as one? Yes, I will.
Okay. Fair enough.
I still think it's stupid.
It is.
But I like it.
Fair enough. All right. It's good information. That'll do it. Fancy from the Feather for the RSM Classic. I am extremely disappointed that I will not be out there tomorrow trying to get some graphs. I really need Justin Rose and Jason Day on some flags. So it's disappointing.
I've never gotten Jason Day.
Really?
No.
He's not?
Every single time I've been there, he tries to stand as far away on the putting green from everybody else, like the fans, as he can.
Yeah, I've gotten him a couple different times. He's a very, very strong 1.
Yeah.
And it's a 1 for like the rest of the week. Like he's dead into your soul with his eyes.
Yeah.
But
kind of like DJ's caddy. Bubba's caddy, sorry.
Bubba's caddy. Yeah. Shout out to that freaking guy. Anyway, we're done. We're through it. We wish we will be there tomorrow. We won't. We'll be watching with you people Thursday through Sunday on the Golf Channel, I would presume. Go ahead, follow the social media if you so choose. Like, subscribe, do the thing. We'll be back. No, we won't. We will not be back for a while. We'll be back in December. We'll probably throw up
we can throw in some videos. Just
chatting. Just chatting.
Yeah, chatting.
Maybe we'll get some guests to chat.
Yeah. I like it.
All right, we're done. Have a good rest of your day, JMC and Junior. You guys have a good rest of your day. Good luck with your lineups and your bets. We'll talk to you soon. Jenks, play the music.